what is the commitment to renal failure in Nevis, and I'm yet to find it.
Be a part of the debate.
What he needs to do is to allow the people to do their work in accordance with the relevant legislation, and he must not overreach. Because when he makes those suggestions, he is, in a sense, misleading the population here.
Speak your mind. Defend your country. Call in. Numbers to call: 869-669-7312. That's 869-669-7312 or 917-460-2187. That's 917-460-2187. On target here on 2020 Vision Radio every Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. On target. Be a part of it. On target.
So I'm your host, Kelvin Daly, and I thank you for joining us once again.
Join the conversation.
I looked at it on Facebook and I read the speech, and I'm trying to find out what is the commitment to renal failure in Nevis, and I'm yet to find it.
Be a part of the debate.
What he needs to do is to allow the people to do their work in accordance with the relevant legislation, and he must not overreach. Because when he makes those suggestions, he is, in a sense, misleading the population here.
Speak your mind. Defend your country. Call in. Numbers to call: 869-669-7312. That's 869-669-7312 or 917-460-2187. That's 917-460-2187. On target here on 2020 Vision Radio every Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. On target. Be a part of it.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are solely those of the participants and do not represent those of 2020 Vision Radio or its advertisers.
Let us put our hands together for Papa Wheeler!
Shout for me, boy. I want them to roar, boy, roar for me, boy. If you don't know I want in you, but I bang them, they go ball foul. Talking about irregularities, boy. They go be up and down, tumbling. No pattern, no pay coming, boy. Heading south. Bringing in East Indians from the north, mi amiga and amigos, como esta bien vida, la vida es fiesta. Bring them to shout for me. I want them to roar, boy, roar for me, boy. I go be mashing down the complex. Yes, if they don't come me king, boy. The doctor placing the campus suicide bomber bomb. Bringing them to shout for me. I want them to roar, boy, roar for me. Anything you want, you go get, boy. I'm mixing up the soca with some Hindi and some rumba, chutney and lavandera. ID no necessary, boy. Fiscal lips a mercenary. Bringing them to shout for me. I want them to roar, boy, roar for me. Maintain your impulso. Total zombie and beater. Take it away. Local fans decreasing. Boy, by the numbers they keep dropping. No, but they don't shout no more like they used to shout before. Boy, disgruntled fans they crumbling about promised songs. Fail on delivering. Start song and can't finish it. It's standard English, singing stupendous nonsense. Why don't you sing a song and dance again? Tell me what happened to me fair share when the money disappear. Ooh yeah, boy. Stewardship in question here. Bringing them to shout for me. I wanted to roll, boy, roll for me. I'm gonna be rocking down the complex. Yes, leave the no crown me king. Boy, I do me like the doctor. Placing their campus suicide bomber. Bringing them to shout for me. I wanted to roll, boy, roll for me. I'm gonna be mashing up the complex. Yes, if they don't grow me king, boy, I do it like the doctor. Placing their campus suicide bomber. Boy, bringing them to shout for me. I wanted to roll, boy, roll for me. Anything you want, you go get, boy. I'm mixing up the soca with some Hindi and some rumba, chutney and lavandera. I didn't know necessary. Boy, we got lips of mercenary. Bringing them to shout for me. I wanted to roll, boy, roll for me. Maintain el impulso. Todo zombie and Peter. Boy, take it away. Airlines. See preacher, see taxi. Bringing them to shout for me. I want them to roar, boy, roar for me. You don't know. You got to spend big money if you wanna win monarchy. I go got the diaspora. 420 in my corner, boy. Share the life, boy. Press like, subscribe, sharing. All here the diaspora's king. Your king go be knocking down your airport, knocking down hospital walls, boy. Training geothermal. Let the Jewish people sing the song. These Hebrew boys don't understand. Begging them to load for me. I want them to roar, boy, roar for me. I'm rocking down the complex. Yes, if they don't grow me king, do it like the doctor, president, campus, suicide bomber. Bringing them to shout for me. I want them to roar, boy, roar for me. Anything you want, you go get. Yes, I'm mixing up the soca with some Hindi and some rumba, chutney and lavandera. I didn't know necessary. Please got lips of mercenary. Boy, bringing them to shout for me. I want them to roar, boy, roar for me. Mantiene el impulso. Todo zombie and mira. Take the momentum. Everybody is welcome. Thank you.
Papa Wheeler.
Good afternoon, and welcome to 2026 and this edition of On Target, the first for the year. And I'm wishing everybody, before we get going, wish you a happy new year, a prosperous new year, and all the best of health and everything like that for 2026. Well, let me say good evening, or should I say good afternoon to Tulu, who is in studio with me. Tulu, you could send your greetings.
Good afternoon. It's good to be back to continue the fight for the soul of St. Kitts and Nevis. I contemplated tremendously as to whether or not I would be back. And then I was convinced that the destiny of Nevis is very, very important, and so I have to continue this fight. And then there were several persons who encouraged me as I discussed with them, where should I go? They said, continue in the fight. And so here I am again for 2026. However, I cannot select you that I wish everybody a prosperous new year. This is only for persons who are of goodwill, whether to country or to their fellow men. For those whose hearts and mind are set on deception and fraud and destruction of person's life, and especially the lives and livelihood of the people of Nevis, I cannot truly wish them any happy new year. Only hope that they will repent, see the errors of their ways, and turn away from it. Welcome to those who are listening. Call up your friends, your neighbors. Let them know that On Target is back.
All right, thank you very much for that, Tulu. We are going to get started right away because we have quite a bit to talk about. But let me say first, welcome to all our viewers and listeners. Once again, whether the FM dial, YouTube, Twitch, or on the Facebook feed, we always, of course, encourage you to send your comments in. Unfortunately, it only applies if you're on the Facebook. And so, let me first welcome those first who made podium today for the new year. First on top, Kitchen King over there in Oklahoma City. Good afternoon to my brother. And following very close behind, Ingrid Daniel Farrell, IDF up there in Virginia. Rhonda Brown down there in St. Martin. And my good buddy Tamaki Saladid over there in St. James. And so, number 5, Miller Lawrence. So, congratulations to the top 5. And then we have behind that beautiful lady, Cecile Hobson from over there in St. Thomas's. Hildred, the Queen Davis from over there in Mondstadt Village. And then my number 1 fan on St. Kitts, Daldria, the Queen herself. Penny is listening. Catherine with a K, France. She would have reached out to me by a messenger phone, and she sounded wonderful. She says it's a bit cold, but she's enjoying the holidays and was wondering what happened to tell me.
I found out who the person is.
Yeah.
They said to me, I am Catherine. I said, you? I know the individual by a complete different name for all of the years that I've known her, which is quite a bit of years.
Okay.
So when they said to me, I am Catherine, I said, what?
Oh, yeah. People got all kind of names around.
That's true.
And then we have Anne-Marie Nisbet Horton coming up there, and she's with us. And Patrick, the Globe Master, Handy, originally from up there in Government Road, very close family friend all through the years. Good afternoon to your Globe. Bernadette Tyson, never misses. Good afternoon to you, Bernadette. Norma Jean, down there in St. Martin, another beautiful soul. We got some good people, always consistent. And Lorette Wharton, another warrior. Elvis Leslie, good afternoon to you. And we have, I think, we have found a pastor on Facebook, Jan Forbes. She sends me these morning greetings though, religiously, no pun intended.
Oh God. And you're taking heed.
I try my best. I'm gonna tell you, I try my best.
One of the things that I love about you is your honesty.
Oh, I try my best.
All right.
August Washington is in the house, and so is Hensley Daniel's favorite lady, Drexel Barton, is with us. Hensley is a bit late. I think he started classes, resumed classes for his language students, and so, he's going to be a little bit late. Leonard Farrell from there in Upper Church Ground, you can call it, I guess. Yeah. And Burl Jones is with us, and so is Olivia A.U. David, James Richards, and Hugh Cooliman David Sr., Gigi Williams Keith, Randolph B. Morton. He made sure he put a B in there, boy. You know what B stands for, right? Bet you don't do that.
No. That one is manufactured.
Randolph, my apologies. I couldn't resist that one day.
Randolph Bernard.
I don't know what B stands for. It could be Basil, it could be Bernard, it could be, I don't know, whatever it is.
He will tell us.
Yeah. All right. So let me first, and then those are the persons who have signed on yet. If those persons are on the way, of course, we welcome you all. If you can share the feed, because a lot of persons probably don't realize we are back on. We didn't put it in a great notice, and so I do apologize for that. I contemplated doing it, and somehow it slipped me till this afternoon. And so if you can share it, then more persons will sign on, and we have a lot to talk about. Being the first show of the year. But I would like to say bon voyage and safe journeys to two beautiful people. My adopted godson, whose name is Richard Hartman, the son of my good buddy Greg Hartman, and his mother. They're Nadine. They're leaving today after 2 weeks of beautiful sunlight and good weather here on Nevis. They're departing back to New York today. So Godspeed, and I hope everything goes well with your trip. No delays, no inadvertent issues. So my good sister Nadine and my adopted godson Richard, Godspeed. All right. Belated happy birthday to a gentleman from up there in Hamilton, Kevin. His birthday was on Thursday, so unfortunately for him, we didn't have a show on Thursday, so we didn't get a chance to wish him happy birthday on the day. But I know he's listening, and so this greeting is coming to you from none other than your beautiful neighbor Hyacinth Forbes up there in Hamilton. So I hope you had a wonderful day, Kevin. I know you always wish the best for everyone around you, and you always remember everybody's birthday. So I hope you had a wonderful day on Thursday. All right? And I think he is, of course, deserving of a happy birthday song. And all those who are celebrating or who have celebrated that we missed on Thursday, I don't know who you are, but if you celebrated any time during this week, this song is also for you. All right? You ready? Happy
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
And from us in the studio, may you live to be 101 and us 101 minus a day, so we don't have to see you go. May God continue to bless you with good health, strength, and of course, wealth. All right. Just a few notices. The NRP St. Paul's branch wishes to thank all those who would have contributed to our success in fundraising over 2025, and we're hoping to pursue a similar endeavor in 2026, and we're going to start off in January. On January 31st, we'll be having a new to you sale. A new to you sale at the customary location right outside the old custom building in Charlestown. So again, I appeal, if you have anything of value that is in good shape, not too raggedy and worn out, anything at all, household items, clothing, shoes, whatever it is, we'll be glad to pass it on for a small price for those persons who will be appreciative of it. And so reach out to me or J.D. Keynes or Tulu Weeks or anybody of the St. Paul's consistency branch and make that donation. We are appealing early, because a lot of the stuff we had that we sold in the last New to You sale is now gone into good hands. All right, so we're always in need of good stuff. If you have anything and are using, I know a lot of people got stuff in the cupboard. They say, I'm going to really wear that next week. It never happens. Just empty the closet.
That's true.
With your with your good stuff. Don't give us the old clothes that you wouldn't give to the Salvation Army. You want good stuff, so that people can have a good share of your joy when you had them. All right. So that's on January 31st. I'm making an early appeal. Then we are going to move in our breakfast in February and going on. But I want to alert you of a raffle that we're going to have on April 11th, I believe. Yeah. Tickets should start going to be sold. $5-10 tickets. It won't be no more than $10 for a ticket, and we are going to raffle anything we can get our hands on. Even you, Tulu, we'll grab you and bundle you up and sell you for $10.
Nobody will want to buy me.
So if anybody want to buy Tulu for a week, $10.
No. The value gone up.
Value gone up?
When it comes to me, I'm special.
So how much?
1,000 for me.
1,000?
Yeah, for a week.
And what do they get?
What did I get?
Yeah.
What I am willing to do based on my biblical conviction.
Oh Lord, that means nothing. All right.
No,
So
you can't. There's a whole lot I can do.
I am making the appeal now way in advance. We have quite a bit of stuff that AU, Oliver David had sent, that we are now, we were holding on for a special occasion. We got blenders, we got food processors, we got all kind of things. And if you have anything like that, or you got some top shelf drink, you got cocoa, you got anything at all that have never been used or likely used, we will raffle it and raise that money to help our candidate in St. Paul's and throughout the national executive. All right, so listen for the date. The raffle is somewhere in April, about I believe April 11th, and so make your presence felt by giving something that we can raffle on behalf of the Nevis Reformation Party. All right, okay. A lot of persons are coming down with flu and cold and flu season, and this one is awful. All right, and I felt it was appropriate to give a little bit of health tip today to those persons who have yet not gotten sick, but there are so many germs flying around. Chances are, especially if in a group, in a school setting, classroom, hospital, wherever, church, you are likely exposed to viruses that cause the common cold and causes the flu. But I would not wish this particular strain on anybody, not even Mark Brantley. It is bad. So here's a tip to help you stay ahead of the cold and flu season. Listen carefully. We have been through this before, but sometimes we drop our guard and then the virus takes over our body and we get a cold and bad flu and we are incapacitated for days and weeks at a time. Our brother Carl L. Powell, who was supposed to be on the show on Thursday, came down with it because he don't listen to me. You know? So he got it. And he gonna be out for a little bit. All right? So, prevention and treatment. Prevention and treatment. We want to prevent. If we can't prevent, we have to treat. But luckily for you, this recipe, which I've shared with you before, prevents and treats the common cold and the flu. All right? And the key is vitamin C. The key is vitamin C. As much of it as you can lay your hands on, have it. All right? Vitamin C, you can find it in all kind of citrus fruits. Some fruits have it more than some. You just research, you can Google which fruits you have and what quantum of vitamin C is contained there, and you can regulate yourself based on that. All right? Now, vitamin C is very powerful anti-inflammatory, antioxidant. It builds your immune system. You have to have vitamin C every day. Your body cannot store it. So you have to have it every single day in your diet if you are going to stay ahead and make sure your immune system is ready to go, charged up and ready to go. Any virus comes in, pow, you got them. But if your immune system is depressed, if your immune system is compromised, you will have a problem with this flu and cold season. All right? Now, the recommended daily allowance for men adult men is about 90 milligrams per day. For females, a little less because of less body mass, about 75. If you are pregnant, nursing, you need to go about 120 milligrams per day. If you are a youngster, teenage, adolescents, up to 45 to 50 milligrams per day. But here's the thing, those are the basic recommended daily allowance. If you are going to stay ahead and charge or supercharge your immune system, you need to double that. You need to triple that. I would go as high as 1,000 milligrams per day. I wouldn't go more than that because then you don't, the value it decreases. You just can't use it all. But to supercharge your immune system, I would recommend up to 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C per day. That is a lot. You understand? But it works. You need some vitamin C. You need some ginger. You need some turmeric and some cayenne pepper. The cayenne is very good at anti-inflammation. Very good. I haven't had a cold in 3 years. I used to be coming down with a cold every flu season. Got me raggedy for weeks. I haven't had a cold since I've been on this path. I have not had a cold at Knockwood. But this recipe here helps you to stay ahead. Don't wait until you start feeling symptoms. Do it as a preventative. Do it to make sure that these bugs don't have no place to hide in your body. All right? This is what I call my flu shot. This is my flu shot. I can make it myself every single day. So make sure you protect yourself. A little bit of lemon, some ginger, some turmeric, some cayenne. If you want to put in some beet juice or any kind of juice to stretch it out, you know, pineapple juice is good. Pomegranate juice is good. Any kind of juice, just to stretch out those ingredients. And if you're like me, you're going to put in a little teaspoon or two of Hammond, especially at night, to help you relax and rest. You need that rest. Your body needs to recover. So you need to relax a little bit to all this coughing and all that. Put a little bit of Hammond in there. I wouldn't recommend no other rum but Hammond. All right? It works. Testimony, Tulu.
I don't know about the Hammond, but the libation work. I don't know about Hammond, but I know libation work well.
Oh, okay.
It's left for somebody to find out what libation is. I guess I could ask you, but I know libation works very well. With the lemon and the lime and...
somebody said, Gigi saying here, I have some onion, garlic, and honey soaking together. Oh, that sounds good.
That's good.
That sounds good.
That is good.
Honey is anti-inflammatory. It gets a little less. If you can't deal with the rough taste of these things, then of course, you know, the honey will give it that, take off that edge.
But Gigi tells me how she uses it. She has it soaking. She drinks it. She takes a spoonful or teaspoonful.
I would think. Let's take this call here. Good afternoon. Oh, wrong one. Good afternoon, you're on target.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bailey and Uncle Tulu.
Well, how come he get uncle and me you get mister?
Well, you're Mr. I'm uncle.
Well, because he's uncle, and then for my small little girl coming up, I know Uncle Tulu.
But I want to be uncle too.
But you is Mr. because you disturb everything.
Yeah.
Okay, Dayla, go ahead, Bo.
Yes, I just called to give a little remedy for the flu going on and the cough.
Okay, go ahead.
Some honey.
Uh-huh.
You got some honey and a whole lemon, the yellow one. And you throw it in a clean container. You throw in a tip of salt, not too much salt, and you store it. And you blend in everything together and you put it in the fridge. That morning when you wake up, before you eat anything or drink anything, you take a spoonful.
Wow.
At night, when you're going to sleep and you're ready to relax, you take a spoonful.
Okay.
That will help the throat.
Okay then. Sounds good.
All right.
Thank you for that contribution.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
All right. So, Idella has her own recipe, a little bit of honey, some lemon, and she said she put no Hammond in it, so I guess no Hammond.
Tip of salt.
Tip of salt.
Yeah.
You know, the salt is very good for sore throat, you know that. You gargle the salt water
You
if you have a
gargle
sore
it,
throat.
okay.
So that makes sense. All right. And GT is saying a spoonful of her elixir works very well.
1 spoonful from.
Yeah. All right. All right. Now, we saw Earl Maskell just signed on. And, okay. All right. We're about to start the meat of the program. So, if you've been following what's been happening here on Nevis in the last few days, a week, 10 days or so, I've been reporting. I've done two or three reports. I think it's 2 reports on issues at the Solid Waste Management Authority landfill over there at Long Point. It was on fire. It has been on fire. Still on fire. Not as bad as before, but it has been burning for some time. And on Monday, this Monday gone, I understand there's a contingent from the NIA who came to see and observe what was happening over there. And I am told, I was not there, that the Minister of Health remarked, let it burn, let it burn, let it burn. And so it has been burning. The unfortunate thing for us, and for us here on Nevis, especially those communities that border the landfill, Long Point, Budgeon, Bath, Prospect, Cherry Gardens, and as far away as Gingerland, because what has happened, the wind switched directions on Monday and Tuesday, and instead of blowing out to sea, it was blowing inland. And so that plume of smoke headed east, and those persons who live in Gingerland, Rices, Scarborough, those places down there on the far end of Hanley's Road, felt the sting and the odor of that plume of smoke. Now the danger of the landfill burning, of course, is that every single type of material is stored there. There's no separation of toxics from carcinogenic, from regular wood and paper. Everything is in the same spot. And so when it burns, everything burns together. Paint thinners, formaldehyde, heavy metals, everything burns together. And if you understand the term heavy metals, those are the things that cause cancers. Lead, mercury, and those kind of materials there that are very toxic to human beings. These are the things what you call the particulate matter that is consumed by the fire and spread via the smoke. And so these are not a trash fire in your backyard where you know all that's there is paper and leaves. You do not know what's in that smoke. And when you have smoke going into communities that you cannot verify are non-toxic, non-carcinogenic, it does not cause cancer, then you have to be very, very, very careful exposing persons who may have been immunocompromised sometime in their lives. People with depressed immune systems, people with respiratory problems. Mm-hmm. These are the kind of persons that need to be very wary of being exposed to that kind of smoke. And for the minister, if she did say it, to say let it burn means that she has no clue what she's talking about. Mm-hmm. She has no respect for the dangers those persons who struggle with respiratory conditions, with depressed immune systems. She has no idea what she's sentencing those persons to. And so I would have been reporting, and up to now, gentlemen, the Ministry of Health, as far as I know, has not put out a single advisory to persons who live in the area to be careful to close their windows and not go outside until the matter is sorted. I mean, there are mechanic shops. My good friend Kibo has a mechanic shop right next to the dump. You have the other mechanic shops going down the road. You have a pig farm down there. You have the joinery, woodworking place down there.
Long Point Customs.
You have Long Point Customs down there. If you go to the north, you have Bath Village. You go to the east, you have Cherry Girls and Prospect, Brown Hill. This dump is not isolated. It is part and parcel of the community. And so when the minister, if she did say it, let it burn, it shows an abject sense of responsibility to the well-being of those persons who reside and work in that immediate vicinity. I just hope my good friend Janet Grellhall over there in Budgeon was not affected, because the smoke would have been close to her, if not on top of her. All right? Gentlemen.
Someone drew that attention to me. I didn't know about it, but they told me that it almost killed them. And that person was all the way in Montpelier. They suffer from asthma. And they said, that thing almost killed me. I said, what? And then they said, Daily wrote something about it. And so I peeked through. I didn't get to read it. I didn't read the whole thing, but I peeked through and said, well, if indeed the Minister of Health would have said something like that, it means that she is out of her depth in understanding the danger that smoke causes to people's respiratory problems. And that prolonged period of time, there's nothing that persons in that vicinity can do. Shutting up yourself inside the house is not going to prevent the smoke from coming in. You cannot stay inside there all day and you have smoke 12, 14, 24 hours in a day coming at you, and then you shift around and come back again. Can't just let it burn. You say, let us do everything within our power to get it out.
I see a comment here from Jessica Jarrett, and she writes, okay, that's what has been affecting me so bad while heading out this week. I keep telling my daughter I feel sick, and there's smoke. She continues, there's smoke, but I don't know where it is coming from. That's what I'm talking about. Go ahead, Hensley.
Good day, everybody. Happy New Year. The first show of the year. In relation to the fire, has the government indicated what caused the fire?
I would assume it's spontaneous combustion. I would assume that, because you see, you have a mountain of trash over 100 feet tall, and when you get that level of compaction by the heavy equipment on top, and the methane gas and other gases below, it's all a matter of time before it spontaneously combusts. And the danger of that type of combustion, it is deep down in the cell.
So it's hard to control.
Very deep down. And it's very hard to control. You have to rip open the cell and try to smother it. And they tried it, believe me. They brought, tons and tons of soil, and the soil is basically burnt.
Because it has gone, as you say, it has been allowed to do too much. You know, Kel, I hope the people of Nevis could understand that the management of health is daily, hard work, in the sense that here you have the landfill. You have to be thinking about some long-term measurements for this. For instance, the whole business of, is everything down there, right?
Everything.
Right, so we need to take out the things that can be recycled. We need to be doing, when we left government, we had a major waste to energy project to see how we could use up the thing. I bought, what you call it, a tire baler down there, Ken. And next thing you know, there is no tire baler. So the burning is one thing. And then what are we to do with the mosquito breeding?
Mosquito, roaches, rats.
And so, if it is left to the point where you have this huge combustion, what you are speaking to now is total neglect.
But you see, I think the minister being in the position she is, unable to expand the landfill, their hope is that it will burn down to a point where they can keep refilling it. So that is where she said, let it burn, because they have not presented any solutions to the people of Nevis. They have started a once in a while plastic recycling. They bale plastic and send it out of the country to Taiwan. But other than that, the tires are accumulating in phenomenal quantities. They have not managed to find a program to deal with the what you call the organic matter, the cardboard, the pallets, the paper, the straw, the trees, and stuff like that, which is the majority of the landfill. The majority of the landfill is organic matter, stuff that will and can be composted. But they have no program. And so you end up with this issue of overcapacity, and it has been overcapacity for years. They have not managed to create any new landfill disposal site, and so they keep piling on the same location. No serious effort has been expended to address the fact that we must recycle and we must compost. Most of the material can be recovered if it was properly financed. Let me tell you something. Every water meter on Nevis, you get $25 per month, which is supposed to finance the work at the solid waste landfill. What the government has done is sacrilegious. What they have done is to take all of that money collected every month off of your water bill and put it into the consolidated fund, which is a general fund, to be used for all sorts of government expenditure, rather than the targeted approach for which it was intended. There is enough money collected every month
to facilitate
the management of that facility, to find new landfills and to implement a proper recycling program. We are 36 square miles. We can't keep moving dumps.
No.
We do not have the space.
Composting.
And so it's important we have a serious program that deals with the matter of how you're going to manage solid waste and not create a dump like we have over there. The Minister of Health, General Nisbet, you need to do better. You need to do better. You're failing at the hospital. You're failing at the landfill. I mean, where are we going with you?
But Derry, what do we expect? When you take a person who has no knowledge, no training in healthcare, and you put them to be the Minister of Health, what do you expect? Because the Minister of Health is the one who develop policies. Okay, so if the minister is responsible to come up with policies for the permanent secretaries and the others to implement, and they do not have no knowledge, no understanding of what they're getting involved with, then that is why we are where we are.
It's a recipe. It's a recipe for
health is serious business.
Failure.
Yeah.
Because your Tulu mentioned someone who said they suffer from asthma and they had difficulty. You read about somebody wrote something about how they feel. Jarrett wrote something. How many other people?
A lot.
How many
But
others?
there are a lot of people, but they can't trace it to that because they're not being made aware
Exactly.
by the Ministry of Health that this is something that we need to be
But
alerting
normally-
the community about.
Normally, if something like that happens, you would indicate to the community by public radio and all the other forms of communication that, look, children who have these kinds of challenges stay indoors and so on and so on. And at the same time, when something like this happens, is this not a time for, just as you're saying, major overhaul of the process so that something doesn't happen again? Every time something happens, and in government things happen, but you have to show that, okay, this is happening in January, and so by March we are going to have step A, B, C, D. Tulu mentioned health. What is the same case with education?
Well, let me say this. uh, the Minister of Health, during her budget presentation on December 4th, would have said that in terms of the hospital and hospital care, that they would have raised north of well, they would have issued north of $3.3 million worth of invoices, and that they would have collected $2.1 million from invoices in fees. All right, and then she hastened to add in her closing, and I quote you, from January to 2025, $2.1 million was collected from 10,000 invoices. And she hastened to add, we are not in the business of profit or price gouging. We are not in the process of profit or price gouging. Why do you think? Why you think she ended her statement like that too long?
They were giving relief to persons, they say, who are seniors and persons who are under 12. Are they planning to cut back on that and charge for that? Are they planning to up the price also for the services that were offered?
Danny, if I close my statement by saying, we are not in the business of profit or price gouging, what context do you think I'm talking about?
Put that on tax. You'll charge me more.
Talking to the microphone, please.
What you all have paid is a small portion and something else coming later.
Okay, well, we got two similar positions. What she's alluding to are accusations made by the general public that the hospital is engaged in price gouging and profiteering from the backs of divisions. That is why she was prompted to make that statement. All right? There have been serious complaints made to her and her office that the policy that still remains in effect on Sinkits, the same federal policy
under 16,
regarding the fact that children under the age of 16, and now that you have sixth form, under 18 and over 65 are free to get medical care, no invoice. They have gone unilaterally and imposed invoices on families of adolescents, of pubescents, and of persons over 65. So this statement here is a reflection of the fact
we're not robbing you.
That we are not robbing you.
We're not robbing you. Don't worry with what you hear.
All right? But you're going to report to us that you collected $2.1 million, but yet you're not in the business of price gouging and, of course, profiteering.
But you expect
I
more.
know of several cases, one as young as 11, whose parents were threatened with lawsuits to recover $300 in medical care for an 11-year-old. This is the state at which we have reached in this country, where our residents, our citizens, are being threatened with lawsuits for something that is stipulated in policy that you should get free of cost. I have not seen the NIA retract. I have not seen them say we are diverging away from the policy, which is a federal policy, and we're going to go on our own. And therefore, these are all our charges. If you don't want them, go sink it for care. I have not seen any evidence that the policy has changed, except in the fact that people are getting bills which they cannot pay because they weren't expected to be charged.
Nor have you heard, Kel, that the people are being treated this way in St. Kitts.
No.
Okay? Which means that the gouging does have some basis.
So this is where we at. Anything to make a dollar with this government, because we have to find $123,000 this year to pay Mikey Parkins We have to find $120,000, $23,000 this year to pay Latoya Jones. And we have to find $123,000 this year to pay Alexis Jeffers. Plus allowances. So when you see these charges being extracted from our poor people to make sure these advisors who do nothing to promote themselves but promote themselves politically, we must understand it is on us. Because I don't see the government rushing to put $120,000 into the hands of poor communities who need some social help. I don't see the government rushing to put $120,000 into a deposit to help people buy land, into a grant program. But they're rushing to squeeze the life out of you to make sure Alexis, Toya, and Mikey Parkins get their fat paycheck every month. This is the kind of government you have serving you. Self-serving, all about self, not for country.
And we are faced with a potential property tax increase this year.
As of June, property taxes are set to increase tremendously, significantly. All right, so all we are getting from this government here is tax after tax.
The whip.
And we are sitting down like sheep, taking all the blows. Something has to give. Something has to give. These guys are leading us down the wrong road. They're putting too much burden on the poor people of this country who can ill afford to take any more licks. But it's for them all, it's for us all to decide. Enough is enough.
The Premier told us that there is only one way out of this.
Vote them out.
No, he's not even thinking that. For us, we're saying that's the way out, but for him, there's only one way out. You know, and then we have another twist to that now, where the Prime Minister would have indicated that he would have signed off an agreement with the United States to taking people for a fee.
We're going to get there.
So we're getting,
so
we have to survive.
Just to say, Kel, that I think, based on what you just said, that I don't know that people have the kind of attention, despite all of our efforts, to health care. If you're not healthy, you can't deliver on the economy. You can't go to school and learn properly. You know what would be interesting, Kel, to find out? The number of people who have had to seek medical attention and also have to be on leave from work as a result of this kind of thing. It'd be useful, because then you have an additional cost again to the system. So it is imperative that something be done in this regard.
I've discovered in the last month and a half, from interacting with people thanks to Daily and our fight against this Destiny project, the amount of persons on this island who are unaware of what is taking place on the island in every phase, not only about Destiny, but in healthcare and the poor performance of the government. And when you ask, well, how come you don't know? I don't listen to radio. I don't pay attention to those things. You know, I don't get involved in politics. I'm saying to people, you may not directly get involved in politics, but politics have a direct impact upon you, upon your life. Whatever you do, it's up to last night I was talking to somebody, and they're telling me that they don't care. And I said, listen, you don't care about politics, but politics impact everything that you do, everything that you have.
Well, wait until they have to go to get health care.
And they start to feel it.
Okay, then.
No, when you see, people can say...
Draw that thing closer to you.
Yeah, sorry. People can say what they want in relation to health. I have been the Minister of Health, and my phone has rung all of the ungodly hours of the morning.
Godly hours.
To deliver to people health care in an emergency situation and in situations which required a little more time. So all we are about the crisis. We must, what Kelly is trying to put out to us is this: prevent the crisis. Have a strategic engagement where you lay out composting, where you lay out recycling and so on. Because in the end, think about it, Kelly. We have a hospital and we have services. Can we deal with 100 people going to the hospital in 2 days to seek difficult to
100
seek?
people?
No.
I'm sure this thing must have affected up to that number. But what I'm saying is, can we deal with 100 people?
We cannot.
Okay.
No.
That's a rhetorical question.
No.
All right.
Let's take this advertising because we are now being sponsored by Pico. So let's do this.
Man,
Pico, the way to go for residential, commercial, and industrial wiring, data, security, UPS, and generator installation. When you need electrical work done now, done right, done at an affordable price, contact Pinney's Electrical Company. Call or WhatsApp 665-1916 or email pico_1166@yahoo.com. Pico, the way to go.
One thing, we want we land. We want we say. Everybody to that we go and hold on today. Don't sell we birth right out.
Oh, hey!
Leave it small, we don't know
Come on,
what
Kulu.
we about.
I love the message in the song, I told you.
We stand proud. We not give away when we shouting out loud.
We want we land. We want we say. For our descendants, we going hold on today.
To keep out our current.
You come to play. Nevis people rise up. We gon' give it day.
To run in the house and pass the bill. Now we was in hands cause we feeling ill. We got rid of planters from a whip a crack. Now my country want to bring them back.
We want we land. We want we say. For our descendants, we going hold on today.
To keep out our current.
Don't come to play. Nevis people rise up. We not give it way.
Don't sell out Nevis for one family gain. Our ancestors' blood can be spilled.
Still in vain.
We need our land for our children's sake. Hold on strong, we won't make no mistakes.
We want we land. We want we say. For our descendants, we going hold on today.
To keep out our current. Don't come to play.
Nevis people rise up. We don't leave it there.
Pastor Connor say,
Hold on to your land.
one day you will need it. Keep it in your hand. For children yet unborn, we must take a stand. Davis people rise up, protect our blessed land.
We want we land.
What we want,
We want we say. For our descendants, we going hold on today.
to keep out our current. Don't come to play. Davis people rise up.
We gonna leave it way. Woo! Twirl. There we go. Down the road.
Yeah,
Down the road.
we're going to judge them out. Make sure you get ready.
Mother. Hear them horns.
We want,
We land. We want we say. For our descendants, we going hold on today.
to keep out our curry. Don't come to play. Davis people rise up.
We not give it way.
We want, we land.
We want we say. For our descendants, we going hold on today.
To keep out our curry. Don't come to play. Davis people rise up. We
Not give it way.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Bam. Here you go. We want we land. Tula dancing inside there. You walking up inside there like, you know.
No, you got it. You have it wrong.
Oh Lord. Anyway, we're moving on. That was the introduction to the next segment. And just a reminder, December 31st has now passed. December 31st, 2025. As you recall, that was the deadline for Brantley to sign the development agreement with Destiny. And he, as far as we know, has not yet had the courage to sign what he said he intended to sign. I don't know why. So he has not signed. And Dr. Drew is kicking the can down the road as far as he can go, because once Brantley signs, he will have to sign next, And so he has informed that he is going to form a advisory committee, advisory team composed of some of the same people who already said they are dead set against this. The Chamber of Commerce has said repeal it. The Chamber has said this thing need to be gutted. I mean the bar
association.
There's so much people in opposition. And Drew says, I'm going to form an advisory team to make sure that I am properly advised. The question again I asked, are the recommendations made by this advisory team binding? Or is just window dressing to say, I did listen, I disagreed, and I'm going to sign? If that's the case, sign now. Sign it.
But what the Prime Minister says and the Premier are two different stories, because I think in the Premier's New Year's message, he did acknowledge that there is a great push against Destiny, but he said that he and his government are not going to relent. And so in spite of the fact that he'll acknowledge that the country is against it, he's saying that that doesn't matter to him. He is going to do what he has to do.
Yes, that is his position. Every opportunity that he has had to speak, it doesn't matter the fora, it doesn't matter where he is, he always throws this idea that only cowards would look at a project like Destiny and run away. That we need to take the bold steps if we are to move Nevis forward into the future. Every chance he gets. He was at a funeral. He said it. We need to be bold.
At the funeral?
He said it at the...
We talking to the dead?
he said it at the commemoration ceremony for the Charlestown Methodist Church.
Mm-hmm.
Said it up there, masked in language. He said it at the presentation, the budget on St. Kitts. He said it during his presentation in Parliament. Every chance he gets, he alludes to the fact that only brave people can grasp the opportunities of a brave future.
So you're saying that in every forum that he finds himself, he's selling Destiny?
He's selling Destiny, non-stop. He has not ever passed up an opportunity. Even in his sleep, I believe he talks Destiny. Because he is trying to convince everything and everybody around him, even himself, that this is a brilliant idea. When he knows in the heart of hearts that the people of St. Kitts and Nevis has overwhelmingly said, go to hell with Destiny.
Those are the brave people.
Those are the brave people, actually.
Those are the brave people, Ken.
Right? And
the
so,
brave people, when you have the Chamber of Industry and Commerce, which is really one of the leading elements of developing the country, they said no. You have the legal fraternity and some outstanding people in the legal fraternity. You have the Historical and Conservation Society, and you have...
And the religious organizations.
And the religious organizations. And you have the little man in the street who keeps telling you how many people have spoken to you over the...
Too many.
Over the holidays.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
How many people? So really and truly, there is always this disconnect between what the regular people are saying and him. So it's... And really, that may just be bravado.
Yeah, I mean,
that's bravado.
Normally, especially the politicians, who are always cognizant of public opinion,
we pick up public opinion fast.
Right? Politicians who are always cognizant of what the polls are saying.
What people are saying.
All right? And for them to know of the polls that have been conducted, that have come out so lopsided against Destiny.
90%.
When you come across the issue where so many civic and institutions and non-civic institutions have said no,
and individuals,
and you're still proceeding, it can only mean one thing. You can only make one thing: that you have been compromised, that you have sold your soul for 30 pieces of silver.
Start on the top again.
All right? It can only mean that. Because I have not yet met any political team or any individual politician who would not be saying, wait a minute, what did that Paul say? What did the Chamber say? What did Barr say? What did Charles Wilkins say? What did whoever say? It don't mean nothing to me. Never in the history of human endeavor have such a crescendo of opposition not cemented itself in the eyes of Mark Brandy.
There's a tsunami of opposition against.
And for him to say, I don't care,
I will not relent.
I will not relent, it means you have been compromised. It means that the cost to you for not continuing the conversation about destiny might not only be civil, but might be criminal in nature. Because if it can be proven that you took money in exchange for this destiny going forward, that's a criminal offense.
And it's fair for me to think so.
And there's legislation now. The anti-corruption bill was passed in 2025. We'll speak to that. So tell yourself, these are exposed people. Exposed people. And they are scared to death that whoever compromised them will spill the beans. Whoever they lay in bed with on this matter of destiny, they're afraid will out them out to the public.
But they have reason to be afraid because I listened to Janssen a couple of times. And I gather from Janssen that if he doesn't get what he wants, he is going to do the very same thing like the MSR man did, and the beans will be spilled.
Okay.
That is what I gathered.
Okay. Okay. I say no more. Let me say this. The deadline has passed. We are now into a new year, 2026. We will wait to see what happens next. But I must bring to you an update.
Oh, I was just going to.
I'm going to bring to you an update of what happened in Honduras. I said to you before the Christmas
Prospero.
that there was an election in Honduras. You remember Honduras has a ZE, which is the equivalent of an SSZ on Nevis. And I would have told you that the former president of Honduras was charged in the U.S. for importing 4,000 tons of cocaine into the U.S. He was extradited and jailed for 45 years.
Trump pardoned him.
And he was pardoned less than a month after he was imprisoned. His party, the National Party of Honduras, contested the elections, which was held on November 30th, 2025. And their principal candidate was a gentleman by the name of Nasri Asfura. Nasri Asfura. He took the place of Hernandez, who was jailed in the States. He campaigned on reinstituting Prospera. He campaigned that he will ensure that Prospera continues. And in exchange, the $11 billion civil suit against the government of Honduras will be lifted. Guess what? President Trump endorsed this gentleman, Asfura. Nasri Asfura. Endorsed him. And he won the elections by the narrowest of margins, less than 1%. He got 40.3% of the vote, and his opponent got 39.5% of the vote. Less than a single percentage point. So, you're going to hear pretty soon that the ZE in Honduras is back. You'll hear Prospera will continue into the future.
You'll hear riot too.
You don't hear a thing.
I hear nothing.
You don't hear nothing. No. Because the president of the US has decided that any government that opposes Prospero, that will pay the price.
That is true.
They will be paying the price.
As a matter of fact, he entered into the campaign and he would have said to the people of Honduras, anyhow the party that he backs doesn't win the election, that there will be sanctions against Honduras from the United States. And so the people there are scared of him. Until we're going to find ourselves similar, I will continue. Go down the road.
Just one point, Gil. In relation to what we were saying in the project, you said I have one comment to make. There's something striking about a company. So Johnson and his team, you're coming to a country to put down a project, and you see this tsunami of opposition, and you're still coming. And you're still coming, which tells me something else is going on.
Don't have something.
Yeah? You can't be expected. So there is no goodwill here for the project. And not everything that any developer seeks to do will happen through the free and enthusiastic participation of people. And if all the institutions that matter, plus the man in the street is saying, hey, this is not good, turn around. Simple.
In addition to what you said, Johnson himself said he did what he did in secret. He did not want anybody to know. When Daly broke the story, Johnson did not want anybody to know. When Colin Lawrence asked the premier and the premier lied, the premier knew Johnson didn't want anybody to know. They wanted this to go under the radar, like how America flew into Venezuela and took out Maduro. That is what they wanted. That by the time the trap is flied, okay, we would have already signed off our destiny. But they only got one wind of it, put it outside there, and then call in, put the icing on the cake.
The idea that you're going to take up 6 square miles of a 36 square mile island, I think it's all right.
But
that goes beyond the pale of anything reasonable. And there is something to be said about any government that is colluding with somebody to do this.
Go back to what Daly says.
The question
compromised.
The question on the board, does Johnson have contacts in the White House?
Oh, listen, Johnson's philosophy and the president's philosophy, and I know Mike Johnson philosophy and Stephen Miller, all of those guys, Steve Bannon, all those who are driving the this is their philosophy. They want a place where white people reign supremely and do what they feel like. That is why Trump is saying that he wants Greenland, and whether Greenlanders like it, yes or not, he's going to take it. Either they come easily or he's going to take it by force. This is the mentality.
He will not touch Greenland. I can guarantee you that. This is all.
He's putting his words.
This is all Jeffrey Epstein detraction.
There's a point to that too. That is a great point too.
No, I have no doubt whatsoever
that he will not do it.
That he would not even. I mean, this is all just talk, empty rhetoric about Greenland. I mean, we can take another program to talk about that, but no, it ain't gonna happen.
We ain't gonna discuss Greenland and Trump.
No,
we're discussing St. Nevis and destiny.
The fact remains, these we call capitalist city, those capitalist cities. These cities run by billionaires within the context of other countries' borders. All right. I mean, it's a ready-made recipe. They have the existing framework and infrastructure. They don't have to start from scratch, and they simply move in and take over. And when you got that class of money, it's very easy to be swayed that you're powerful. You're more powerful than anything else, and therefore your money can bring you more riches. All right. The kind of people who are investing in these destiny cities, in these free cities, are very wealthy people who are well-connected Republicans. All right? And so I have no doubt that the arm of these gentlemen reach far into the White House.
Oh, yes.
Because these guys, just like us in the Caribbean or anywhere else, they're campaign financing to be dealt with. The people need money to run the campaigns. I mean, the last U.S. presidential campaign, over $1 billion on each side. You understand? With serious money. And you all know who pays the piper calls the tune.
True.
All right? Now, I would have received a phone call this week, Monday or Tuesday, from a gentleman from Le Monde in France, in Belgium, sorry. Le Monde. All right? He's from Belgium. He's a reporter living in Belgium. And he
Le
wanted...
Monde is the publication.
Yeah, Le Monde is the publication. He lives in, what's the capital city?
In Belgium.
Brussels. All right? He lives in Brussels. And he called me to get information about what's happening here.
What?
Because he says he's from Brussels and Johnson is reportedly from Brussels. And when he started to try to get information about Johnson, nobody in Brussels,
Know him?
nobody in Belgium knew of him. He has a residence in Monaco. But he's asking me whether I've ever seen him.
No.
I said, no. I said, I've seen presentations by him. He says to me, how do you know it's him?
That's a good question.
I don't know.
Never seen him.
They are presumed to be.
I am presuming it is him, but have never seen him. Right? It's a very interesting conversation. Right? But he says he's been trying to build this story and he can't find any information in Belgium.
And a reporter for Le Monde.
I'm
Le
telling
Monde
you,
is a leading
it's scary.
newspaper. Le Monde is a leading newspaper in France.
So he's flying under the radar?
I don't know.
But how is it? That is the question that we must ask the Nevis people to think. You are a developer. You are bringing millions and billions to a project in Nevis. And nobody
knows you.
Nobody knows you. You have not afforded us the common courtesy
Of seeing you.
of a visit,
Of seeing you.
of showing up in the country.
You have no history of development
You have
anywhere.
no history. You're a blank cassette, essentially. You have no history. The people who look like you and come from the place like you can't find you. Where daily you from Charleston? A man from Charleston should be able to find you.
Of course.
Huh?
I would
Come
think so.
on. And then if we hear that we can't find you, how is it we can't find you? What do you have to hide? And why the secrecy? Because you Tulu mentioned earlier the story broke with you. So why is it? Ask the Nevis people. How is it? Somebody is doing a development in Nevis.
Such a huge development.
And you can't come out and say, well, my name is so-and-so, I have X and Y and Z and za. So, for me, all the elements of this are questionable, and so since there's so many questions, put them in the outer border bundle. Simple.
Well, the good thing about it, the gentleman from Belgium did indicate to me, at first opportunity, he will be traveling to Nevis
Okay.
to find out, get to the bottom of this, because he's very concerned, as most of the world is, about these free cities run by billionaires, where they impinge on the rights of resident citizens to the point where they are being displaced at a phenomenal rate, all right, and taken advantage of. And so he's going to try to reach down here. He said he reached out to the Premier's office, no response. He has reached out to Johnson's office,
No response.
no response. He's tried to reach out to Destiny, no response. So
So he found you.
Nevis
he
Limited.
found me.
He found you.
But Kel, hear the point. How come he found you?
Well,
No, you're telling me that a man from Belgium is easier to find a man in Nevis than Kelvin Daly than to find a man from Belgium.
Who is investing
Who is from Belgium?
and trying to purport to
How is
invest
it
in billions
possible
and billions?
He can find Le Monde is a leading newspaper in France and across the Europe, and he wants to find somebody who is a developer. He can't find him, but he find a little blackhead fellow in Nevis.
Authentic. Daily is authentic.
No, I'm saying, how is it he find Daly but he can't find Johnson?
Because Johnson is telling you that whatever he was doing and was planning to do, he showed it in secrecy. He did not want anybody to know. As a matter of fact,
No, but it's not secret anymore.
as a matter of fact, Johnson implied that Sharon did not know why he wanted all the lands. And the premier did not know why he wanted all those lands.
I should run you this.
No, hear what I'm saying?
I should run you out the studio for even reiterating that nonsense.
Some people need to know. Okay? Because I will say to people that Johnson has proven to be a liar, a deceiver, and he cannot be trusted in no way, shape, or form.
We must not give any earplay to foolishness.
Anyway, we're moving on.
We have to do it sometimes.
We are moving on, gentlemen. We are moving on. Is Sharon Brantley working for Destiny? It's a serious question.
I would answer in French, je ne sais pas.
Is Sharon Brantley, the wife of the Premier of Nevis, is she working for Destiny? The question was asked at the last town hall by a sister of the cloth.
Yes, I was there.
And the question has yet to be answered. Is she working for Destiny? Why is that important? I mean, she was working for South Nevis Limited to acquire the lands over there to the south. We know South Nevis Limited is owned by Johnson. We know that. It's all part of public record. But is she now working for Destiny, which is a separate entity to South Nevis,
but owned by the same
owned by the same person? Is she now working for for Destiny? I'm going to get to the reason why I'm asking this question. Last week, America came in to the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. And on that flight were 3 large boxes, crates, individual crates. And each one contained a Bitcoin machine. Almost 1,000 kilograms total in weight.
What?
Was the shipment. Almost 1,000 kilograms. 3 of the most modern Bitcoin machines. The name on the crates, Sharon Brantley. Address, Government Road, Provident House, number 175. Government Road. That address is the law chambers of a good friend of mine, a former student of mine. The same lawyer who incorporated South Nevis on behalf of Johnson. Same address, but addressed to Sharon Brantley. Destiny. The phone number, the email address, all linked to Sharon Brantley. So who is she working for? And why is this important? And why are they dragging this poor young lady, this lawyer, into the foolishness? That young lawyer was given an appointment, a 3-year appointment, to be a commissioner on the Integrity and Public Life Commission by Mark Brantley. It is painfully obvious that they're trying to avoid drawing in Daniel Brantley into this whole argument. What do they call the process again? No. Plausible deniability. Plausible deniability. The package was not addressed to DBA on Main Street, Jewish Building. It was not addressed to Daniel Brantley, Jewish Building, Main Street, Charlestown. It was addressed to Sharon Brantley, Provident House, room 175, Government Road. Train to divert attention away from Daniel Brantley. Because they figured nobody will be watching no place else. Or focus on Daniel Brantley, we go on someplace else. I said they're doing their best to drawing this young lawyer. Into their mess. Shamefully trying to destroy somebody's life. Now, why is this important? Because if Mark Brantley, the Premier of Nevis, was to approve the development agreement for Destiny, and his wife is deriving a financial benefit by working for Destiny, she's legally exposed. Even criminally exposed. It's a conflict of interest. You can't derive a benefit from the actions of your husband. You cannot derive a financial benefit from the actions of your husband. Because if your husband said no, Destiny disappears. If your husband says yes, you benefit as the wife of the husband of the Premier, that's a conflict of interest.
Plausible.
But they're trying to move stealthily and throw this young lawyer a bone, hoping to deflect from their own culpability in this matter. You cannot escape this.
But the Integrity in Public Life Commission, in some places, they take their lead role and investigate these matters.
But who appoint all the members of this commission?
No, they appoint you, but if you notice what the central word is, integrity. And remember in politics, we learned that early. The only truth in politics is perception. So if the perception is that there is insider trading, the perception is that there is collusion, if there is a perception that there is conflict of interest, the perception is what drives it. And I'm saying that I have read where a number of commissions they have taken the proactive step. They heard that X is connected to Y, and they have led their own investigation.
But in Nevis, I think we are told that the commission doesn't have the power to investigate, right? They are appointed, but how far they could go in the investigation, there's no powers there to go?
I don't know. Right now, since the last amendments to the IPLC, I do not know even if they have investigative powers. What we have is a window dressing. What we have is a non-functioning organ of the state that gets our taxpayers over $500,000 a year to pay commissioners, to pay for office expenses, to have an accountant or a secretary and staff, and produces nothing.
Just to take in the bond envelope?
Just to say that we have an IPL. Just to say we have complied with UN recommendations of best government practices. That's all it is.
Yeah, but there's a next step.
Because there is no
concrete.
There's no action from the committee.
Can they?
The chairman is being appointed by the Deputy Governor General. The Deputy Governor General is appointed by the Premier. The two other members, commission, are appointed by the Premier. The whole thing is fixed. The whole thing is fixed. I'm saying to the people of Nevis, we are in a mafia type government where they make the rules to protect their own self from prosecution, from investigation. And you have to wake up to this reality. They are making the rules to protect themselves. They're putting people in place to ensure that there's no investigation of their behavior.
Just before I left home this afternoon, I wrote down this point. We cannot find fairness and justice when criminals and corrupt persons make the rules. And so here is where we are, we find ourselves, that we are trying to find our way through this web that is weaved around us. And we cannot find our way through it because what? Who makes the rules? And who makes the rules are compromised. And you spoke about plausible deniability. Now, you said that if the wife of the premier is directly benefiting from the actions of the premier, she might be or is compromised based on the integrity. So, plausible deniability that the premier had announced that he knows nothing about his wife's business, his wife's affairs. So then, how would she be compromised when he said that he knows absolutely not what she is doing what she's doing totally independent of anything that he knows?
And you believe that?
No, I don't believe it. But we are trying to educate the people out there who want to know to understand.
If you derive a benefit from the actions of your partner,
knowing or unknowing.
Knowing or unknowing.
There's no
There's
no such thing. Anyway, you're conflict.
Oh, you're conflicted.
There's no doubt about that.
All right.
Because we're not talking about $10 here. We're not talking about millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking about a piece of chalk here and a piece of cheese there. We're talking about the whole damn pie. You understand? This is big money talking. A lot on the line. All right? And so, you're talking millions of dollars.
But you're also talking the expropriation, in my view, expropriation of large tracts of land in Nevis, the alienation of land. You're talking millions of dollars. You're talking the whole question of heritage. You're talking the whole question of enslavement. So those are big issues to deal with. So it's not a joke business when you say, if you can't get open, honest dialogue, stop it.
So then, I want to assume that if we want to put an end to destiny and the premier's, according to him, unrelenting pursuit of destiny, is that I am appealing to all the persons who would have already signed off whatever document they signed with Johnson under false pretense, because they did not know what they were signing according to himself, said nobody knew. Then go back and say to him, this is null and void, I want back my lands, and then destiny come to an end, so we trade back in the hands of the landowners. Do not sell them your land, tell them no, I'm out of this. You cooked us, you deceived us based on your own assumption or your own proclamation. I'm not going through. Is that possible for all of that could come to an end?
But who's going to do it? Who's going to pay the court to do that? Court is not cheap.
And the court not being cheap is not an accident. It is, the court is set up to prevent ordinary working people from having access to the court, because the moment you begin to talk court, you talk money, and so it just as cheap. The idea is you continue to suffer, grunt and bear it, because if you go to court, as Kel said, in a ballpark figure, how much money, if you want to mount a challenge to this thing, you want $50,000 for starters. Yeah,
easily.
$50,000 for starters to go to the court to say, look, I, as a citizen of St. Kitts and Nevis, feel that I and several other persons will be disenfranchised and would have an unfair control over us, and we're asking the court to review this matter.
So you believe...
And there's no guarantee you're going to win.
And there's guarantee you're going to win. The court is connected to the political parties. What are you talking about?
So when the premier is saying that he will...
say that they have this courting.
So when the premier is saying that he will not relent, he is armed with all of that, because we have exposed that already, that the people should, and he would have already known that it's near impossible for there be a reversal of what has been signed, And so therefore,
it's a near impossibility. Anything is
Wow.
possible, but there's a probability that I deal with. It's highly improbable
Yes.
that person would mount a challenge to the court, asking for a review of the sale. I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
I don't think people are that invested
Right.
in it because they have already decided to sell.
Yeah.
What the purpose is in terms of what the land going to be used for is secondary. They have already agreed to sell.
Right.
Now they're trying to appease their own conscience
Yeah.
and public opinion, but it's not enough to drive them to the court.
Or Kel, you know, in America, you lived in America, you have a class action suit where everybody come together and say, look, we have all been deceived. Let's go to the court for a review. Costs too much money, and it's not an accident. It's not an accident. It
Right.
is intended to keep you in your place.
Okay, we got to move on because the time is slipping by, and I intend to be out of here by 3 o'clock.
Easy.
Let me answer Dahlia Wilkinson. She says, Mr. Daly, when are you going to have another sale? Because I have some things here. The sale is, the New to Your sale is on January 31st. All right, you can give me a link and we're glad to collect them, or you could, we can arrange for you to drop them somewhere and we can retrieve them. January 31st, all right? All right. No, this has been a very
Sexy.
no, eventful first week of the year. Just when you think that things couldn't get any worse for our good brother Dr. Drew W. on St. Kitts, he put his foot in his mouth yet again. Yet again. Now, those of you who have been following the news, the Prime Minister would have had a round table on Thursday of this week, and he was being asked a series of questions. And one of the questions sort of, I don't know if, caught him off guard, but he should have anticipated this because news was breaking out of Antigua and Barbuda and out of Dominica regarding the resettlement of third country deportees. And so, St. Kitts and Nevis, of course, we are not immune from conversation regarding the U.S. And so, the poor guy struggled to answer. And I fear that he was ill prepared to answer this question, and therefore he chose to lie, and lie very badly.
chose to.
He chose to lie. It's a choice people make. He chose to lie. Let me get to the bottom of it. We were informed during that round table that they were engaged for some time. Some are saying Sean Richards is reporting as early as August or September of last year with the State Department regarding an MOU, a Memorandum of Understanding to accept third country deportees. And they had signed the agreement. They had signed the MOU. And Dr. Drew went on to disclose that as part of the MOU, that only CARICOM nationals with non-violent criminal past will be accepted. So those are the two caveats. There must be CARICOM nationals, and second, there must be non-violent criminals. All right? I was in a conversation on Friday, a good friend of mine, and he says to me, Daly, you're missing something. You're missing the fact that these could very well be CBI nationals of CARICOM.
Say it again.
These could very well be CARICOM nationals with CBI passports from Dominica, St. Lucia, Antigua and Barbuda, and of course St. Kitts and Nevis. These could very well be that. How do you know that they're not CBI citizens engaged in non-violent criminal activity, which includes fraud, money laundering, burglary, anything that does include assault, murder, or rape? All those things are considered non-violent. Let's take the call. Good afternoon, you're on target.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm glad I could when I come home on Thursday. I ain't thinking that when I reach home, where father live, I hear them with the wrong table business. Why don't I get some man out like mine like me and John now? Because when 5 minutes I say, man from all over, one end up here, think you can need it. I thought, yes, I said, when you be a man, a job to be a prime minister in a country, what mean you consider to them? So they could do their lunch. They don't come to me and road all over the place and going out. What they must do? They must just what they like. You think that's what you got? You can tell me. You can tell them looking in us. Who cares where they be? Eh? But one man can think it and name it and he get deported. Always to take them in Korea. But you're taking somebody from Dominica, from St. Lucia, from St. Vincent, from Jamaica. These are crazy politicians. These are crazy people. The people who don't even give the family job, just about to ask you, we tell them, what put them in your house? Do you know what? What put them in your house? They won't put them. Eh? Then I tell you, you know, when I call on the state of more than one, when they make campaign, they can land. When they not campaign, they're not going to land. See, step on the way that you're supposed to be here, I'll be going to land. But we land belongs to them, woke up. Eh? Then I jam you up and jam you up. In the eye, you put the program, they say, because you know, so it's a house where they will be along here. For people, so you build smaller houses where Douglas had built and them other politicians built in the city here. Where are they going in here? Why the man? Stop up that foolishness, your boy. You them want to take out the office from right now and grab the program there. But you don't just bring people to you. They look for so not going to work. Who don't have no money with them? They get paid to bring people here. How much time they get paid? America pay them, so they put a wolf over the oil. But somebody keep them up there. Somebody up there. Somebody get a bad habit up here. Somebody get a bad habit in America. Keep them up there. Still like that in a jail. But I can tell them nothing about it. Let them in the jail up there. All right.
All right, thank you, sir. Good afternoon, on target.
Yeah, good afternoon to you fellas, man. Happy New Year.
Same to you.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Daily. I'm going off of what you just said, right? But I don't know if this is what you just said, but I'm going to throw a scenario in here real quick. You see all of the persons from overseas, Middle East, Russia, everywhere, who already done got that CBI passports from the islands. Suppose Trump them start rounding up those people if they got any of those persons in America. Suppose they come across persons like that in America, and them man just said, to hell with this, we're going to ship them to them countries who they said they are citizens of and have them names in them passport.
Well,
is that what you just said just a minute ago?
That is a real possibility, isn't it?
That is what it is.
This is what based off of what you just said. I want to think another step forward, but I'm just making sure also if that's not what you said or if that's what you said.
That is what I'm saying.
But, yeah,
I'm saying that is a real possibility that CBI citizens of the CARICOM region, because if you hold a Navy Sinks passport, you are free to travel to Dominica. You can travel anywhere in the CARICOM. Remember now, you know, Trump them there after the islands that got the CBI program. If that man just randomly in America come across a person and they don't know who he is in America, and he hold a Sinks Navy's passport, and that man say, yeah, to hell with this. This man getting sent to the island where he's from. He's not staying in this country. And they start rounding people up like that. Yeah, but
where does that leave us?
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
We're going to get to the discussion right now.
Okay, all right, I'll leave it there for now, man. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Now, gentlemen, there were 3 caveats. I gave you 2. I saved the best one for last. The worst one for last. Dr. Drew, in his negotiations with the State Department, indicated to them that he will not accept a single person from Haiti. Not a single one. Dr. Drew said that. I don't know which is worse. Let's take this call. Good afternoon, on target.
Yes, Dr. Daly, good afternoon and good afternoon. Happy New Year.
Same to you.
To Tulu and to Mr. Daniel.
Good afternoon.
Dr. Daly, a thought just crossed my mind. Could this be the way? Hold on, I'm trying to get my thing turned down here. Could this be the way to get those 7,000, 10,000 people on island?
No, I don't.
That the Destiny Project needs?
I don't think they need to go through that.
That's a different.
You don't think so?
No, that's a different thing.
This CBI program is going to be a nightmare for us. It was started off wrong and it's going to end wrong. It's going to be a nightmare. I'll keep listening.
Thank you, darling. No, the gentleman, the Prime Minister says, no Haitians. Now, let me remind people, Haitians and Haiti has been a member of CARICOM since 2002. Full member. It means, therefore, when the chairman of CARICOM, who is now Dr. Drew, sits in that big chair, he's looking at members of CARICOM,
including
other heads of state of CARICOM, all their representatives.
Including.
And how can he look at the representative from Haiti and say, everybody but you?
Yeah, but also the Haitian, whoever leads Haiti, based on the going around of the leaders, one day the Haitian.
But let's deal with what's happening now.
Yeah.
You are sitting there as the chairman of Haiti, as the chairman of CARICOM, and looking at the representative of Haiti,
not you,
and say, I prefer a Russian, or Chinese, or Bolivian, than you, who look like me. Listen, I keep saying, Haitians are some of the hardest working people I've ever met in my life.
Best people.
I went to school, I had the privilege of going to school and being invited to the Haitian Student Association functions.
Good food.
Good food, good people. I've been to Haitian communities in Brooklyn. Very industrious people, hard-working people. And Dr. Drew is saying to us that not one of them there can come to Nevis. Not one of them.
Just 2 points, girl. I hope the people of St. Kitts and Nevis remember, Haiti is the only country in the world that was able to fight for its independence and won in 1804. And part of the reason why this approach is carried out against Haiti is that they want to make sure no such thing happens again.
Listen, Hensley, let me stop you there.
No,
I cannot blame the US or anybody else
for
I'm
this
not
train
of thought. No, if we are blocking Haiti, it is on us.
No, but that's what I'm saying, that view has to do with the fact.
But why would we block Haiti? Why would we be as a black country?
Because we have a retarded view of Haiti. We have only been given what is bad about Haiti.
No, I can't accept that.
You don't agree that we have only been told what is bad?
You're talking about the Prime Minister. You're talking about the Premier of Nevis. You're talking about a cabinet
but I'm saying
of ministers.
We are dealing with what we
think is
bad.
Hold on. You're talking about a lot of people who must know different. I would not accept any lame excuse as to why we acted the way we acting.
One of the things, Dr. Daly,
we have a warped sense of history.
They believe somehow that this would have flown to the public because every Haitian has come to the Federation has been deported.
But exactly the point. But you're underscoring the point. Because why we deport them, Ken?
But here
why we deport them?
This is not just St. Kitts and Nevis.
Because we believe they're economic migrants.
From Jamaica down here, wherever Haitians go, all these black leaders treat them the very same way. And just how Trump referred to them as from shithole country and this the same terminology that Trump uses, they see all of the leaders in the Caribbean treat them the same way.
The point I'm trying to make, the point I'm trying to make is this: the leadership of this country must be more enlightened than the rest of us. Because they have moved in circles that they see things we can only dream of seeing.
True.
They have had conversations we can only dream of having.
They not tell us.
Drew has been a part of CARICOM since he became Prime Minister in 2022. So he's aware of the negativity surrounding Haiti and Haitians. Everybody knows, you just turn on the TV, riots in Port-au-Prince. But the rest of the country is beautiful country.
But that's
The
what
rest of
I'm
the people are beautiful
I'm
country.
trying to tell you, we have highlighted the negative and the bad about Haiti. So anything about Haiti is negative and bad.
But who is saying
we are keeping to do it.
So who is
we are doing it.
Yeah, but who
we are doing it to ourselves.
Good afternoon, Target.
Dr. Daly, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
So and so. Follow Henry. But should I say Happy New Year because all them something that the New Year good. So should I say Happy New Year?
Yeah, go on. The New Year is still supposed to be.
Real month shut out because I will full of them up here. And I will not got no problem with them up here.
In Haiti, you have black nations.
So rule must shut out to the whole Caribbean leader, right?
Thank you.
Now, let me listen to the round table myself. But let me ask you something. Well, Prime Minister just said, because me have to give respect where it is due. Prime Minister just said that it will be no cost to the Federation. Am I right with that?
That's what he said. That's what he said.
Ebony posed the first question. She said she has in the last, but this time she's going first. So she posed the first question. But Prime Minister just said that the people that still accept will be no cost. So he said the US are going to pay all the bills. Am I right with that? Or
that's what he said.
Right. Exactly. Now, he said the countries then that America, okay, they wouldn't the country wouldn't accept them. Their own citizens, the country wouldn't accept them. So that's why these little islands here are going to accept them. So then therefore, it can't be St. Lucia and Holland something. They because St. Lucia and they can't stop America. If America will send home their citizens to them. You get what I say? So it can't be no Caribbean island. You know, put a big island like Russia and the other kind of places. Right or wrong?
Very true.
I'm agreeing with you.
Exactly. I mean, and just everything you hear people saying, you're for weddings, you know. You get what I say? So then and therefore, things that well, they believe that if anyway, let me not say. Okay, let me say them. But then one last two can come for discrimination, then you know. But we just go left just like that.
All
okay
right.
then.
Thank you very much. Now, gentlemen, the caller is right. By statute, all CARICOM countries have already agreed to accept their nationals who are deemed deported. So when Drew says only nationals to CARICOM, who is? I mean, that is so untrue. But let us take the call before we continue. Let's take this call here. Good afternoon, on target.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Happy New Year.
Again. Okay.
Happy New Year.
Tell me something. When petition and region Bongo, when they come, tell me.
That's a question the Prime Minister can answer.
And the road march, why you were playing that dance with it. One back with that. That should be road march down here. Then I look at them, but I don't want to talk because you can understand when I'm playing the bit bottom of and coming away. But that's a noise job.
All right. Now, hear this. If history is any guide, the Americans, when they deported 160 persons to this African country called Eswatini, they were paying the government of Eswatini $5 million a year, US, for 160 persons to be repatriated there. Persons from all over the world, sent to Africa. Somebody smart enough was clever enough to work it out per person. It comes to about $84,000 per year. Per person. If 160 persons that come to St. Kitts and Nevis. The Prime Minister of Barbuda, Antigua and Barbuda, says he has made an agreement no more than 10 persons per year. So that $840,000 per year he's looking at, if we are using the same metric. The questions that have been asked and not yet answered by the Prime Minister. Are these prisoners? Are they free to disembark from the airport, go through immigration, out into the public? Or are they prisoners that will be locked up somewhere on St. Kitts until and ever? Or are they going to be provided housing? Where are they going to be provided housing? These are all questions yet to be answered.
And
who is going to administer the funds from the U.S.? The government, or will that money be given to the deportees to fend for themselves? What happens if a deportee, after 2 months or 2 days of being on the island of St. Kitts and Nevis, married to a local and applies for his citizenship and using that documentation now to go wherever he wants? Will there be a listing of who is coming based on their criminal records? Because Drew is saying non-violent crimes. But let me tell you something. Some of those non-violent crimes are just as bad.
White collar.
As criminal activity, as violent crimes. So there's a lot to be answered, and the Prime Minister is creating great anxiety in a small country that is just emerging from a devastating period of criminal activity, murders and such. And we are now exposed to unknown forces of unknown quantum, where persons are coming and we don't know who they are. We don't know if they're convicts or simple deportees. We don't know nothing about them. Because the State Department is the one who are vetting them. If these persons are without travel documentation and they're simply put in a plane, how can you know who they are? How can you trace their criminal or non-criminal activity? The caller asks, where are you going to put them? What jobs will be provided for them? How are they going to assimilate into society this small where everybody knows everybody? These are serious concerns. I would have preferred, gentlemen, that the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. Drew, got up on his soapbox and said, listen, I have to be honest with the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. We were given no choice but to accept these persons in exchange for not crushing our CBI, in exchange for not downgrading our security measures, in exchange for visa applications, in exchange for all the good things. We had to give in to America because they control the hemisphere. I would have preferred that level of honesty than to try to cloak this nonsense in this idea, trying to deceive people by half-truths and half-measures. This is creating too much anxiety, and our thought since from Thursday to now, the Prime Minister will have gotten back on his soapbox, gotten back on freedom like he did when he tried to explain his position and destiny, and explain to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, this is what I should have said. This is where we act. The Americans gave us no choice. Because if you want tourism to flourish, if you want your banking system to survive, if you want funding for X, Y, and Z, we will have to acquiesce and give in or face the consequences as a country, knowing that we have refused America. But there was no such honesty. There was dishonesty and deception. That is what we got from the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis.
Let me ask you a question. Don't you think the Prime Minister, who had engaged with the American State Department over a period of time, I think Gaston Brown said in the case of Antigua, they were discussing somewhere 3 months ago. don't you think that the Prime Minister should have said to us as a country to prepare us for this, that this is what we are negotiating with the American government based on all the things that you mentioned there, and so that when it happens, we are not shocked and surprised by it?
That's the point. Let's go to the court. Good afternoon, on target. Good afternoon, on target. Hello?
I just want to make one point, two points. One, in relation to the cost. It seems to me when you bring the people, we're only talking about the financial cost of meeting them, and I imagine meeting their basic needs. There's a social cost of having a lot of prisoners or other people in the country, which nobody is going to calculate, and which means that the people in St. Kitts and Nevis have to adjust. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, on target.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out if these OECS countries, these 5 OECS countries, have citizens outside of Nevis that bought passports, and the American president decided to send them back to that country. Is the country that they buy the passports from, they're going to send them back to?
That's the normal occurrence.
Yes, so if we have over 50,000 people out there, where are they going to send them? That bought passport.
Well, I don't think they're going to catch all of them, but whoever they catch and they want to send out is naturally is here, they're going to come.
Well, supposing those are the people that they're sending back to us.
Well, that's a big problem, and they need to tell us that. They need to tell us that these are returning CBI citizens to St. Kitts and Nevis.
So if you bought a passport, you automatically become a Caribbean, CARICOM personnel?
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
Well, those are the people that they say they're sending back. People from CARICOM, and I guess those who bought the passport become a member of CARICOM.
That's right.
So that's what they're telling us. These are the people they're probably sending back to us.
Well,
that are not criminals.
Well, you see, then they need to be honest with us and not let us try to come to any conclusion on our own. There's a vacuum of information there that should have been clarified, that these are returning persons who have CARICOM passports, not necessarily born and bred in the Caribbean or in CARICOM.
That is true.
And so there's a level of deception there that is really untenable. It's unforgivable, actually, when you have the head of state not telling you the whole truth, and then you have to find out on your own.
Yeah, well, I believe that it's the same people that they have the problem with the CBI. That's the same people that send him back to us.
Well, we'll find out soon enough, because they'll be here soon enough.
Okay, you have a good afternoon.
Thank you, sir.
I have sold that same proposition yesterday to people. I didn't hear Dr. Joe, but I got the clippage, and it says, when I listened to CARICOM leaders, none of them indicated that they were not going to receive their people when they came back. These people has to be people who have CBI passports.
Let's take this call here. Good afternoon.
Some of them are.
Daily.
Yes.
2 things. 1, if a CBI national, them are going to send back American or pay for them because a national. That's a 1.
They're coming home.
You get me? So then I therefore, it cannot be them. It have to be one national that, let me say, one German, one Russian, one so forth, where the US now not got the power now to actually send them back because them not take back. I have to be them kind of people. It can't be no CBI. If you send back one CBI, thank you. What the government what America have got to pay for?
Well, in defense of that, Dr. Joe never once said how much money the Americans will be spending to resettle these people. So I don't know.
But let me
see. And let me make the other point on them again.
Yeah, go ahead.
You say earlier that it's better for Jew, Prime Minister Jew, let me be respectful, come and say, we got no other choice. otherwise whatsoever benefit or to crush, right? But here now daily, he ain't got a choice because how we can say, well, he not take such and such, but say that choice.
No, there's always a choice. There's always a choice.
Exactly.
But are you willing to pay?
Okay,
Are you willing to pay the price? All right.
You know,
one thing too. Let me finish up on this idea here. The funny thing is, in the context of the Haitian matter, all right? Love them or hate them, they're us. They're of us.
our brothers.
All right? They have set the tone for uprising in the Caribbean ever. We are willing to accept 15,000 non-racist as part of destiny.
But not one.
But not single.
Not one
Haitian.
single Haitian. But I'm telling you, it's a problem with our understanding of our history and our intention to continue to discriminate against these people. Look at what happened in the Dominican Republic. They tell the Haitians only those born after a certain time can become but they would be allowed as
citizens.
Now it's a good thing you bring that up, Kel. Aren't you more likely to be able to associate and find common bond with a Haitian than with a Belgian? Or did with all these other libertarians?
I'm going to speak generally now, so don't pin me to this. I'm going to speak generally speaking. Haitian women are some of the most beautiful women in the world. Full stop.
I'm not going to do that. I was in Haiti.
I'm just saying.
No, I was in Haiti a few years ago, so I know.
Your question is very pointing, Hensley, because I've listened to Trump say that he basically wants to get blacks and Indian and Hispanics out of America. And he's saying that he prefer to have people coming in, white people from Europe, to build out America. And so you are in line because they're saying they'll be more able to assimilate with the people of the same complexion like them. The same way that he gave, I think it was 62 white South Africans the freedom to come into America and to live in America. And so yes, you're right. If we have Haitians among us or black colored people, we'll easily identify with them and assimilate with them rather than bring in whoever they want from Russia and Belgium and wherever they want to bring them here, because I am convinced, and I had a discussion yesterday, that these people has nothing, the Caribbean nationals has nothing to do with people who are born in Dominica or Antigua or Jamaica. These are the people who have the CPA passport. It's the very same thing the Premier printed when he was going to sell Destiny. What he said, and a citizen of Nevis in St. John's, Belgium.
Let's take this call. Good afternoon, Target.
Good afternoon. I recognize about Haitian. This is what is hard to do in the Caribbean. They get that boat all over. You know what the Englishman to do. And it's to captain the man and they get that boat building very long here. And the woman is very beautiful. So they got women in Tabu Congo, a French band from Haiti. And when I see me from Kelly with a put them up on the Kelly. I like I want to take off one name on them. Good?
Have a good day. Have a good day.
I'm saying, Kel, that the whole idea of excluding the Haitian is offensive.
Very offensive.
It's very offensive.
At all levels.
At all levels. And it has a lot to do with what we are continuing to do.
That's the call.
And our reading of Haiti is bad or limited.
Alexa, someone number 2.
Good afternoon, you're on Target. Last call.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Again. I'm trying to find out if you guys, if the Premier and the Prime Minister, waiting they prefer to deal with people who come to take money of the island of people that who is bringing in money to the country.
Well, I don't know which one is bringing in and which one is taking out.
No, well, the Haitians, them, that's what they don't want it, because they feel they come here to take money out of the country. But the other person, they're going to be bringing in money.
Where? The libertarians
so that is
will
why
rape
they don't
us.
want the Haitians. It's nothing to do with color.
Okay.
It's how we think. Haitians come to take, and the other people who we want to receive going to bring.
Okay.
That's how the politicians them think also.
Okay. Thank you for that.
That's a warped sense of thinking.
Yeah, hello?
Good afternoon. Hold on. Good afternoon, Target.
Yeah, let me just
Yeah, let me just make one quick point, man, before you guys get off. We have to differentiate between the two terminologies, like deportees and refugees. Anybody come going to America from the OECS islands, I don't think they are called refugees at all.
Right. Who's making that
We know
assertion?
refugees
Anybody?
are, man. Refugees
but
are
who-
like a side.
But Carla, who's making that assertion that they're refugees?
No, I'm talking about the comments of the Prime Minister.
Oh, okay.
They're using the word refugees, but trying to trick us. But they can't really trick us.
Okay.
We now have to realize what's going on. I mean, we go back to the campaign trail when Trump was campaigning. Man, we can't forget his favorite words. The Haitians, then were eating cats and dogs and pets. Along with that, he said he wanted to clean up the cities of America of the criminal elements that's here raping and killing the American citizens in these cities. You think this man gonna take up a scientist and send it out of America right now? Man, those people that's gonna be coming out of here is gonna be all sorts of people. Whoever Trump them want to send out of here, they're gonna send them out of here. I mean, we in the Caribbean islands, Dr. Drew and that man, him and Mark Brantley in the Federation, these two guys, bro, they got the place polarized. They got the place divided. They are being dishonest to the people.
Right.
I mean, I don't see how you guys can just sit down there and take this SHIT, bro. The man need to be out of them officers, plain and simple. They're not being forthcoming to us at all.
All
We
right.
need to hit the streets, mobilize nationally, and make the statements to them. Let them get scared.
Thank
They
you.
will, they've never seen a big mobilization, and if we get that one-time big mobilization in St. Kitts Nevis, you're gonna see how the tables start turning.
All right. Thank you, sir, for your contribution.
Thanks, man. Yeah, you guys.
All right. We are,
You know, just one final thing on the Haitians. Nobody has ever given them a fair shot. That, okay, take off all of the things you have. Put Haitians to work. Will they work? Put them at school or whatever. It's time to give them a fair shot. And I wonder if people forget, when they throw France out of Haiti, they had to pay France. Imagine Tulu a man banging you, and in order for him to stop banging you, you got to pay him, and pay him for a long time. In 1947 they stopped paying. I mean 1974.
The issue that most of these people that I hear speaks about Haitians, I haven't heard them say that Haitians are lazy people. I haven't heard them say that they're thieves and rapists. They have got into their minds that Haitians are people who deal with obia. And if Haitians come here, they're going to bring their obia here. And so that is their mindset why they say that they don't want them, the biggest thing. But that is far from the truth.
but the question needs to be posed to Dr. Drew.
He needs to answer.
He needs to answer.
Why?
And August Washington has asked the same question. What reason did Dr. Drew give for no Haitians? And he need to answer that.
And he gave any?
He gave no answer. He simply said, no Haitians.
And nobody at
Which
the
I
round
found-
table asked him why?
Well,
None the journalists?
No, nobody followed up on that.
I think we could end the show by saying St. Kitts and Nevis is prepared to bring in 15,000 white racist libertarian settlers and not one single Haitian, black,
Well,
like us.
I would advise the Haitians to invest in Bitcoin and become a part of that's just a light moment.
Before you go daily.
Listen, it's 4:15.
Oh, I thought you said you're going to here at 3 o'clock.
It's 3 o'clock now. It's past 3. So
Let me leave that till next time. Let me leave that. You realize you're on 3?
folks, we are done for today. It's been a pleasure being back with you for another broadcast of On Target for 2026. We will be with you every Saturday going forward, God's willing. And I hope you'll be with us as we normally do on a Saturday afternoon. All right? So you take care of yourselves. We will be back next week, Saturday, same time, same station. And for Tulu and Danny, we're out of here. Be good. If you can't be good, be careful.
If you can't be good, go to church and be good.